Marco Rubio went full Christian theocrat at the Fox News debate. Check it out.
I think if you do not understand that our Judeo-Christian values are one of the reasons why America is such a special country, you don't understand our history. You see, why are we one of the most generous people in the world? No, the most generous people in the world. Why do Americans contribute millions of dollars to charity? It is not because of the tax write-off. It is because in this nation, we are influenced by Judeo-Christian values that teach us to care for the less fortunate, to reach out to the needy, to love our neighbor. This is what's made our nation so special. And you should hope that our next president is someone that is influenced by their faith. Because if your faith causes you to care for the less fortunate, it is something you want to see in your public figures. And when I'm president, I can tell you this, my faith will not just influence the way I'll govern as president, it will influence the way I live my life. Because in the end, my goal is not simply to live on this earth for 80 years, but to live in eternity with my Creator. And I will always allow my faith to influence everything I do.
Okay. I don't know why people don't make a bigger deal out of comments like that. Like, we all just accept it as like, oh, he's religious and he's making a religious argument about how he's going to live in heaven forever with Jesus and the space fairies and Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra, and it's going to be like a dream, basically, where everybody plays ping pong together and they watch movies and watch football games and stuff. It's like, okay, that's a crazy person. You're talking about a crazy person. If they really believe that, now don't get me wrong, if you have faith and you acknowledge that it's faith, and you're like, I hope this is the case, I don't know, but I hope this is the case, this is, the weird gray zone of, we don't know everything about the way the world works, and therefore I am going to choose to believe this thing, which I know is unlikely, but I have faith and I accept it as faith. It ain't fact, it's faith. That's one thing. But that indeed is not the camp that Marco Rubio is in. He's in the camp of, I'm going to live forever with Jesus in heaven afterwards, I care about eternal life. Okay, well then perhaps you need Thorazine. Perhaps you need Seroquel. Perhaps you need any kind of antipsychotic drug to bring you back down to earth, and you want to run this earth. You want to run America, the most powerful nation in the world. We have the biggest military by 1.5 miles, and you're saying, no, I care more about the stuff that's not happening, but I think is happening in the sky. No, this is something that should be a deal breaker for people. But at a Republican debate, you go, oh, yes, oh, he's so holy and so special. And also, I can't stand the fact that he's basically blowing himself and the entire Republican base and the audience there about how great they are to the poor. Don't you want a president who's influenced by their Judeo-Christian values and they care for their neighbor and look out for the poor? Okay, I want a president who cares about those things, but not because of space fairies and mythology. I want a president who cares about those things because it's the right thing to do and it's the right thing to care about on its own merits, not because of some weird book that was written thousands of years ago that also has slavery in it. Call me crazy. But he's trying to pretend like, yeah, it's our team that cares about the poor and wants to look out for your neighbor and all that stuff. No. You guys actively fight against all of the policies that would help your neighbor and help the poor and help the downtrodden. You spend a lot of time that same night making those arguments. So don't tell me, see, they know that their ideas are not popular. So what do? They have to pretend like they believe other things during the debate. And they also just do flat out open calls for theocracy. When he says, this country, what makes us so great is our Judeo-Christian values, that indeed is not the case because we don't have Judeo-Christian values in our government. We have a secular government. Marco, the first sentence of the First Amendment in the Constitution says we do not establish a religion. So it's the exact opposite of what you're claiming. The amazing thing is, you can't make it any more obvious than it is in the United States of America that we are a secular nation and that we don't establish a government, and these jackasses still go out there and say it anyway. Judeo-Christian values that we're founded on, even though the first fucking sentence of the first fucking amendment is a secular government. Piss off, man. I can't stand these jackasses. It's like whenever they make a comment, it's the inception of stupid. It's not just stupid one layer deep. It's stupid within stupid within stupid. Because they pretend like they care for the poor. They don't. They pretend like it's a Christian nation. It's not. How many ways can you be wrong in a single statement that was under 2 minutes. I don't know, but again, he's gunning for the record here.